Hi Bartonella family, welcome back to another day of our everyday lives of living in Bartonella world. So today I want to discuss the god-awful ears and the issues that we have with hearing. Now some of this is going to sound really bizarre, but it is what it is. Now here I go with my itching. It wouldn't be a normal video if my nose didn't itch or my eye or something, right? So anyway, back when I first started noticing the early symptoms of this whole entire disease, I was probably in my late teens. And when I got to be about 20, I noticed that I couldn't have things quiet or like around the house. I wasn't hearing any noises or anything like that in my ears, but I couldn't handle anything too quiet. So I would have the TV on during the day and so on. As time went on, I started getting more like your tinnitus symptoms where, well, I wouldn't even say that yet, quite yet. I would hear sounds like every little noise inside my head, like my neck going, or I would hear my blood pressure sometimes in my ears, and I still can if I listen real careful. As time went on after that, I started getting tinnitus. When it came to like sleeping, there had to be some sort of noise. I just couldn't take it without the noise. And I'm not hearing a lot of it's just, I don't know what it is. It's not really a noise. It's just annoyed by quiet. And then more as time went on and progressed, I started hearing the, or I'd hear a, I can't even whistle that low, a real low hum. And as time went on and I woke up that one morning and I had like a Herx reaction, never knew I had a disease. I knew something wasn't right with me, but they could never figure out what it was. So I, went to the doctor and stuff, and they would always tell me, well, maybe it's this, maybe it's that, and they'd put me on some sort of antibiotics saying that maybe my ears were infected even though it didn't show. That was back in the day when they didn't have problems giving you antibiotics. And it still wasn't clearing up. But after that morning that I woke up where I was having a Herx reaction, I couldn't walk right, I couldn't talk right, I couldn't throw things right, I couldn't anything. I was walking into walls. It was terrible. I mean, I looked like a stroke victim. My hearing all of a sudden became accentuated. And what I mean by that is when certain voices would talk, I could not make out what they were saying. Like, I was like, what? What? Did I hear that right? So I'm thinking I've got hearing loss. And at the same time, though, everything was accentuated. Like, if a little click, like this tiny little thing went, I'd jump and be like really startled and, wow, what's going on, And just my senses around me were so heightened, even my visual. So I went to a hearing doctor, which I probably mentioned in prior videos, and he said there was nothing wrong with my hearing. I could not stand being in a soundproof room. I was listening for anything that was like any kind of noise, and luckily, the girl that was on the other side of the window, I could hear her tap a key on her computer real low, but I could still hear something to focus my brain on. So, yeah, all of a sudden my hearing became like extraordinary. I started hearing sounds that I didn't normally hear, but yeah, I couldn't hear a lot of voices. So the ear doctor, or the ear specialist thought, audiologist too, thought that what was happening was there was a problem from what I was hearing and how my brain was taking it in. So, anyway, since then it's always been the same. Now I get new things where my ear will feel like it's hollow, I guess, one at a time, sometimes both at a time, especially if we have like a Herx. Like after one of my dental appointments one time, everything was swollen and it just felt like my ears were hollow. And I'm like, oh my God, this is like really annoying me. Oh, please forgive me, I've got a pain right here in my eyebrow for some reason. We do not want to start in again with the things that I went through yesterday. That was not fun. So anyway, now I get like a numbness. It'll feel hollow, and then like right here, it'll feel numb, like the outside of my ear, and it'll be so annoying, or my ear sounds so much more off. It almost reminds me of like when you go in an elevator really fast, if you're going up or going up a hill in a car, you know how your ears pop? Well, it'll feel like one ear's like maybe full of pressure or something, and this ear is normal, which, oh God, it makes you feel like off balance. And they still check on my ears and everything's fine. Then there's the issue of stickiness. It feels like my ears are like leaking, I guess. Maybe like if I put my fingers in my ear, sometimes I'll pull back or push up a little bit on it to like feel like I'm opening it when it's plugged. It'll feel kind of like liquidy, but yeah, there's no infection in there. I can't handle wind. This has been for years. Can't handle wind at all because I'll start getting pains like right down in here and like your eustachian tube and stuff. Drives me absolutely crazy. And another issue with the ears is I all of a sudden became a person that has misophonia. I think I've always kind of somewhat had this since I was younger, but it is so accentuated now, it drives me crazy. I just cannot handle the sounds of my dogs licking for extended periods. I realize they've got to lick, but I can't handle extended periods of listening to them. People eating provokes instant rage, or you just want to reach out and go, bam, you know? I don't know. I have to literally seclude myself a lot of times when I'm eating at home and eat in another room if people are eating. I hear echoing out from teeth, like if it sounds like too personally or echoing off the room, it drives me nuts. I cannot be around Roger when he's eating, but he doesn't eat like a normal human being anyways, no pun to him, but he's like an animal. Yeah. He's breathing and huffing and puffing, and then I can hear that sound. I'd rather hear somebody chew with their mouth open than hear what sounds like somebody sucking every morsel out of their food. So, I mean, yes, maybe there's a little bit of mental issues going on because of this, plus the sound of it, and you know. But yeah, hearing issues really is something that a lot of us go through, and it's scary, you know, just along with your vision. I mean, the whole entire disease is scary, but I guess you become accustomed to where you're at. Like if I go out and we're doing sound for a band, I don't just walk in there like this. Oh no. I mean, I have earplugs. I put them in my ears because I don't want to hear extremely loud sound. Subs and bass annoy the hell out of me. Oh, they drive me crazy. If it's too much booming, like when I'm like DJing or something like that, if I'm behind the booth, the certain types of speakers, the JBL ones that we have, do a lot of kickback at me. Oh my God, it drives me crazy. Not to mention the stimulation of it in your body stinks. So, you know. But I'd be curious to know, you know, how everybody else is, how their hearing issues are. I can hear unbelievably like a dog now. But yeah, at times I can't hear simple people talking in a certain pitch. So, when I was telling you about those pitches where you hear the or the low sound in your ear, that continual ring, I guess they call it. Doesn't sound like a ring to me, but it sounds more like a high-pitched squeal. They say in school, at least my son said they were teaching that when you hear that certain frequency, that you actually are going to lose that hearing in that frequency. But I don't know, I mean, I don't seem to have lost a lot of the high-pitched sound. It's the low-pitched sound that I'm not hearing very well, so who knows? Is there anything that can be done? I suppose there are things out there, like if you have tinnitus, that counteracts the pitch and stuff, so you can actually hear normally, maybe a hearing aid or something. Who knows? I don't think I need a hearing aid as of yet, because I do have such superior hearing. I was actually over the 100 mark because I could hear her clicking on the computer. Where'd that come from? And I mean, I've been around a lot of sound, around bands, instruments, drums, loudspeakers. Who knows, guys? But I will tell you one thing. One thing that is not good for us is earphones or earbuds. Not a good thing. So try to avoid that as much as possible if you can. All right, thanks for listening to my story today on all the ear issues that I've had and I've experienced. I'm curious to know exactly what it is that you guys have had that, stands out as far as hearing goes. All right, guys, thanks again. I will be catching all of you soon. Mwah. Love you.